Oh, okay, that's cold. My bum is freezing. What's going on, guys? Welcome to Stef ABtv, and welcome to another financing the car, which in this case is the Abarth 595 Competizione. Now, if you are new here and this is the first time you've watched any of my videos, this is a series that I've been doing to trying to give you guys a bit of information as to what it'd be like to buy one of these if you were to go down the finance route. But I do loads of other stuff. I mean, I do things like car reviews, I go on loads of press trips, I meet really cool people, and I just genuinely enjoy having fun with YouTube. So if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and check out some of my other videos. Right, for the purpose of this video, I'm going to run you through a couple of options that are available when it comes to financing the Abarth 595 Competizione. And also wait till the very end of the video, because I'm going to tell you exactly what I would do if I was going to buy another Abarth. Now, for those who are relatively new to the channel won't know necessarily that I used to own one of these. I used to own a Series 3 Abarth 595 Comp, and I love them. If you're new here and you're new to the series as well, I've done some other cars. So this is the 595 Comp, but I've also done a financing, a Giulia Quadrifoglio, a Golf R, a BMW M2 Competition, and obviously now we're starting with this one here. So it's all a bit of fun. I know that it actually sparks some really good discussions in the comments. There's a load of people with loads of information who have been getting really active and involved in the comment section of the last videos, and I would encourage that. The example we're going to use now is a 595 Comp taken directly off of the Abarth website, and on the road price is 21,430. Now, this would mean that you as the customer would be depositing £3,635, so that's your initial down payment on the car, and then you're looking at paying monthly installments of £239. Now, what that means is you're having to take out a credit agreement of around £17,000 with an optional final payment of £9,358. Now, for those who aren't necessarily sure of the whole balloon payment thing, guaranteed future value, the optional final payment in a PCP deal effectively means that once you've paid that, you have the car, or you could choose not to pay that and give the car back and get yourself into a new agreement. The duration of this term is 48 months at a 6.9% APR. Now, again, APR is so important because it makes such a difference with how much you pay in the long run with interest, etc., particularly if you go the whole duration of the deal. And what it means is that you'll pay a total of £24,226 if you go the whole way and you let the 6.9% APR run its course. Okay, I can't feel my hands right now. They've gone purple. But see, this is what I do for YouTube. As you can see, by the way, it snowed here in the UK. Now, what other options do you have to finance this? Obviously, you can go direct via the main dealer, but there are other ways to it, particularly with cars within around this kind of price point. And I'll give you a couple of examples now. With an on-the-road price, this car being 21,000, give and take 22 grand, you could just go directly to a bank and get a personal loan. Now, when I'm talking personal loan, I'm looking at the option of getting the same amount of money, but at a lower APR. Now, going down the route of a bank loan I guess it could be a good idea for some, and the good thing is that the finance isn't attached to the car. So with all kind of car finance, the finance is attached to the car. With a bank loan, it doesn't matter whether you sold the car, etc., you would still be left with that 22 grand's worth of loan. So how you manage that is more on you rather than the finance company. Now, let me give you an example. You could get into this 595 Competizione at a price of £491 a month. Now, that's obviously going to be at 0% deposit, so there's no deposit at all. Remember, the dealer requested around 3 and a bit grand for that from a deposit. With the bank loan, 0 deposit. 48 month term, so same length of time at £491. So you pay that much money every month, and at the end of 48 months, the car is yours. So that's an option there, and it's a much lower APR as well. It's 3.5 rather than 6.9. Which obviously it helps saving interest at the end of throughout the duration of the contract. Now, if £491 costs a little bit too much, you can stretch it even further. You can go 60 months, and then that'll give you a total cost of £399 a month, again with 0% deposit. But you have to ask yourself the question, are you going to be looking to keep the car for a total of 60 months? So here's what I would do, and if this was me looking to get back into an Abarth 595 Comp Series 4, this is what I would personally do. So I would look at a used car which is 1 year old. So 1 year, 10,000 miles, and you can pick them up now. I found an example on Auto Trader for about 15 grand. So it's 7 grand less than a new one, and it's still got just under 10,000 miles on the clock. Now, if you were to now go down the loan route, on a car that's 1 year old and is 15 grand, if you were to take a £15,000 loan out across 48 months, you'd pay £334. So again, 0 deposit, 0 balloon at the end, 334. So now you can see the price is starting to come down. And if you wanted to stretch that across a 60-month term, you would pay £272. So again, you can see how we're chopping the price down. And for the sake of 1 year, you're letting someone else take that massive hit on depreciation, and you're just enjoying the car. It's still 10,000 miles, it's still pretty much new. It's still under warranty, because you get a 3-year warranty with these kind of cars, so happy days. And now I know what you're going to be thinking, well, why would you want to go for 60 months? Because yes, it brings the monthly payments down, but I don't want to own the car for 60 months. Now again, and that's the great thing with a personal loan, it doesn't matter, you're not locked into any contract other than the fact that you have to pay back the total amount of the loan by the end of the period. But the majority of loan providers nowadays will allow you to pay the loan back early with maybe just an admin charge to clear it off, so it might be 100 quid or something. So, but again, that's really important. Make sure the loan that you check, the loan that you go for, gives you the option to pay it back early without a huge penalty at the end. Now, going for the longest term possible on a loan means that you do have a significant drop in monthly payments, and I think that's a really good option when you're thinking of getting out of the car early. So when you're buying the car and you know that you want to get out of it within, for example, a year or 2 years or whatever, you have a get out strategy. So you know that after 12 months the car's going to go up for sale, and you need to have a rough idea as to how much it will cost, and Auto Trader's your friend, and then that way you can go to work out your monthly payments and actually how much you're going to pay to finance the car via a bank loan. So I'm going to try and explain it. Hopefully it doesn't get too complicated. If it does, please ask any questions below, or anybody who's clued up on finance, please get involved in the comments. So going down the route of a £15,000 car, which is a 1-year-old car, and if we went down the route of having a £3,000 deposit, which obviously the same amount as what the dealer would want for one of these, you'd end up paying £218 a month from a 12 grand loan, because obviously you don't need to take 15 out, you just take 12 out. So £218 a month, and again at 3.5% APR. So now you can pay 218 quid a month for an Abarth 595, which is so much cheaper than the original £491 if you went for a complete bank loan for the full amount of the car. So you can see how we've got different options available to us. Now let's say, for example, you wanted to get out of this after a year's time. So you go and have a look on Auto Trader, you look at how much some of the examples are going, which are a year older than the one you've just bought, and we can see that actually there's some going for around about 13,000, obviously spec dependent. That's important. Obviously the spec and the residuals of the car obviously make a massive difference with regards to how much it depreciates and how much it's going to be worth each year, etc. Now we're going to base it on doing 10,000 miles in that year. So we bought for 15, we've done 10,000 miles, and we're going to sell for 13. So if you decided to sell at £13,000, over the course of the year you would have paid £2,616 towards the loan. Now let's obviously take into account the interest, 3.5% per annum, and that's 420 quid's worth of interest that you would have paid. So removing 2,616 from 420 means that you've paid off 2,196 off the loan, leaving you at the time you want to sell the car a loan amount of £9,804. So that means basically if you manage to sell the car at £13,000, you paid the £9,804 back to the bank, completely cleared the loan, you're coming back, well, you're going to get your £3,000 deposit back and more. You'll actually end up with £3,196, so £196 more of your deposit back into your pocket, and then you can go out and do the same thing for another car if that's what you choose to do. So basically you can run a 595 comp for £218 a month, which I think is pretty damn good, to be fair. Now that's based on 10,000 miles per annum, and I know that some might find that a little bit confusing. Some may get it and be like, that's exactly what I do. I mean, that's what I tend to do with the majority of my cars within that kind of price bracket, because it just means that I've got full control of the finance and I can decide to sell, get rid whenever I want, and the finance isn't necessarily linked to the car. But yeah, I hope that one has helped you guys, and I know finance is a pretty confusing subject, and I'm really enjoying making this finance series. So I'm going to end the video here, guys. Make sure to subscribe to me if you haven't, and I'll see you all very soon on the next one. See you later. Bye bye.